Blessed be all my people out there. In this video, we're going to be talking about how much can you get out of a single magical or spiritual effort. How much can you get out of one spell? This was actually inspired by a comment, by the way. Thank you for that question on my Orange Attraction video, where a viewer asked about how much they could ask for in a given spell, when it came to their attraction spell. Should they, try and just kind of do a list in the orange itself, or should they maybe go and do more than one spell? When we are doing spells and when we are doing any kind of work with alchemy or manifestation, the most successful work, whatever you're trying to do, is the most coherent work, and the work that is organized and is clear in its purpose and its direction and what its outcome is intended to be. And therefore, the spells that are the most successful are the ones that are straight to the point and are set towards very specific tasks. And when you start to throw all kinds of different purposes into that work, you are confusing the work itself, right? When you're cramming, you're not actually helping yourself or your work be successful. And so when we're doing anything, we want to make sure that we are assigning and dedicating and organizing and communicating effectively when we are getting down to any kind of spiritual business, right? It's kind of like with tarot cards or runes, how, the questions that get the best answers are the ones that are explicit and to the point and are organized, and people know what they want to talk about and they know what they want to say before they even bother to get a reading or do a reading for themselves. The people that don't know what they want to say, or they don't know how to say what they want to say, or the people who communicate implicitly often end up getting tarot salad or rune salad, and it's just not a very good reading, and it can actually just kind of, warp the energy of the whole experience. So magic can be very much the same way, because magic works along with the principle of equivalent exchange. Right? We have to provide the energy. We are sending that energy forward, right? That's why we gather the energy. We charge the work. We use tools sometimes. You don't always have to use tools, but you might use tools like crystals or candles, oils, herbs, and resins to help crystallize, right? And energize and empower, but also focus the intent and give more power behind it, and then you're sending it forth into being, whatever it is, wherever it's going, whether you're sending it out to get it away, or you're emanating it out to attract, or you're sending it out and also having it come back to you, whatever you want to do there. But that's how it works. Now, when we assign 1,000,001 different purposes and tasks and wants and needs and hopes and whatever to one thing, it's like sending that energy in all kinds of different directions. It's confused, it's chaotic, and it's that energy will dysregulate. And then if you're lucky, it will just kind of fall apart and nothing will happen. But if you're unlucky, then you might end up with creating a magical mess that you will be responsible for taking care of. As you go through that ripple period, you want it to be a ripple you want, not a ripple you don't want. Whatever you're kind of doing with that there, okay? Now, I'm holding here, and I've had this sitting in front of me the whole time, just kind of probably taking up space, and maybe people go, what is that? This really cool candelabra that I have now, and I just got done cleansing and clearing it. I came home and I cleaned it out real good, washed it down with some Florida water, gave it a bath in some soap and smoke, and so now it is good to go for me. You always want to, by the way, cleanse and clear anything that you bring home from secondhand stores in particular, but just anything in general that you're going to be keeping in your space. You really don't want to hold the energies of any previous owners or previous environments that they've been in. You just don't want to carry that around. But I've got this here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about charging multiple workings in a given ceremony or in a given circle, or in a given ritual, because that is something that you can do, and you've probably seen plenty of practitioners do something like that. And so to onlookers, especially if you're new to the path, it might look like, okay, well, this person has, multiple different purposes assigned to the work that they're doing. So, are they cramming or are they multitasking their work? Now, the answer is, if they are doing it right, no, they're not. You can charge and effectively assign multiple different spells or multiple different workings all in one circle, all in one go. A lot of people tend to do this in certain paths for very important days, Sabbats, Esbats, things like that. It's kind of like, all right, on the full moon, they're doing 5 or 6 spells. On the solstice, they're doing 5 or 6 spells, or whatever. That's totally fine. This candelabra, however, can be a very good illustrator of what is going on when a person is doing that, because I'm going to, of course, be probably doing the same thing with this candelabra from time to time. So, if you are trying to accomplish more than one purpose through a single spell, don't do that. But if you wanted to accomplish multiple purposes through multiple spells that you charge in one go, in one circle, in one sitting, or one ritual, that is okay. So you just got to know the difference there. With the comment about the orange attraction spell, for instance, I told them, I wouldn't recommend trying to cram everything into one orange and into one spell and hope that that spell goes out and does everything on that list. But if they wanted to maybe work with several oranges, with several petitions, and then charge those up all in one go, if they could raise that much energy, that is totally okay. It's all about, again, being clear and organized with your purpose and intent for your work. So with this candelabra, right, there are 4 candle holders. So I could either A, make a really strong spell dedicated towards a singular purpose where they all kind of focus on the same thing, like they're all for love, or they're all for protection, or they're all for uncrossing, or they're all for money, or they're all for whatever. Or I could assign each pillar, and therefore each candle and candle holder, into its own individual spell, and then bless and charge and dedicate that work in one big ritual. The important thing to remember is that if you're doing it right, you're just not, cross-contaminating the energy of your work and trying to multitask your individual spells, your individual efforts, right? So don't make the protection spell also about the love. Don't make the love also about the money. Don't make the money also about the uncrossing. That's when you start to make for messy magic. And either that's going to open the door for some unintended outcomes because, intention isn't everything. You kind of got to take responsibility for the actions and the work that you put in, right? It's kind of like in the mundane life, Jane could intend to get to work early to help get a project done faster because she wants to help her boss and rise up in the company. But she's also responsible if she's running red lights and causing accidents, even though she never intended to do that while she was intending to get to work early. We got to make sure that we're being responsible casters and practitioners as well. But you could do multiple spells in one circle or in one effort, as long as you're not cramming those individual spells. It's all about how organized and clear your work, your efforts, your energies, and your communications of those purposes are at the end of the day. And so making sure that you're not over-mixing, multitasking, or cramming, you can actually pull off a lot, and you can get a lot out of your spells and even do a lot of spells in one sitting, so long as you know what you're doing, what it's for, and making sure that it has power and space for itself to be able to do that and serve its purpose as well. So I hope that this maybe answers some questions some of you had. I really enjoyed making this video. If you have any questions about this topic or other topics you'd like me to expand on that this video maybe sparked some curiosity about, leave a comment in the down bar below, and I will see you all again soon. Take care.